Hello, my name is Dr. Davidson from businessstarmakers.com. This video is for you guys who own a business and are older like me and are not in the digital world, in the internet world, and feel like you're sort of left behind in terms of digital marketing and really expanding your business and getting it in the um competitive world that we are living in. Yes, we are living in a very competitive world, and our business world that we used to be in and the business world that we are in are not the same. However, uh, Business Star Makers is here precisely for that reason. I put this company together for the purposes of bringing all the experts in various areas of business to help people like us from every angle of business, from digital marketing, from software development, from any angle of business that you can imagine, to give us an edge to be able to not only compete but also be able to thrive and be a few steps ahead of the competition. By having these experts help us think ahead and see what's the emerging market and what's the emerging technology and what is coming down the pike in terms of our own businesses, so that we can prepare for that emerging technology and development and be able to be competitive for the future. So that's one of the reasons why Business Star Makers is here for you guys to be able to utilize it to not only catch up, but also to grow and be the best that your business can possibly be. Secondly, is the point of exit strategy, because obviously you've worked very hard, develop your business to where it is. And if you don't not only keep up, but thrive and get ahead, you are going to see that your business becomes very obsolete soon, right? Because the competitors get to um, innovate and find ways to make the businesses that we have developed become somewhat thing of the past. What happens is the new generations find ways to utilize our services in different manners. They tend to find, for example, retail online. They find services in a different manner. They tend to find things on Google. They tend to find services in a different way. So services need to be delivered differently. Retail needs to be delivered differently. They like to have things delivered just in time almost. It's quite a different world, and the customers are very finicky. Their demands are much, much different than their demands used to be, say, 15, 20 years ago. So if our business models are still the same way as they were 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, they are obsolete. There's no other answer, there's no other description for it. Because the new business era, with Amazons and even the smaller versions of these kind of businesses and service versions of them are putting businesses that are not competing in that kind of level behind, right? So we need to figure out what we need to do to innovate and technologically bring ourselves up to speed to stay up, appropriate and abreast of the technology and Otherwise, 5 years, maybe even, not if not sooner, we'll find ourselves not be able to keep up, right? So businessstarmakers.com is that way that we can actually access that kind of expertise, tools, solutions, and be able to set up a system to leapfrog the competition and revisit our business model, see what is working and what is not working. So it's not that, everything in our business model is not good. Obviously, we are still making money. So there must be a lot of the business model, aspects of our business model that is good. So that should remain. And there must be some parts of it that can be improved. Always constant and never ending improvement. So it can be improved. And that's what we owe ourselves, is to revisit it and see how we can improve it, to make it enhanced, improved, optimized, and constant optimization of its operations and maximize the profits, and then implement those changes that we feel are necessary, and that's the process, right? And then we maybe revisit it again in a few years. As we finish the implementation, we'll come back and evaluate and see how things are. And then we constantly, that's the process, right? We constantly are assessing, reevaluating, checking things. So that's how it works, right? That's how we do business. How do we do business? Is we do the business model, right? We create the business plan, right? We do the business strategy and marketing strategy. We start implementing. We put the staff together. We put the marketing together and the financing together. And once that's all functional and operational, then optimization, right? You put the optimization in place. We have to start doing the P&L. Well, after optimization is the P&L, profit and loss. You have to do monthly profit and loss, right? We have to watch the profit and loss very closely. So, are you watching your profit and loss on a monthly basis? It's extremely important that you should have a system in place where you're watching your profit and loss statements on a monthly basis, making sure that all your departments are functioning at their optimum level, and if they're not, why not, right? And then we're going to see how we can optimize them so that your profitability is maximized, right? And that's what the plan is. Now, again, our experts in various areas of specialty, that's where they come in, depending on what field you're in order to reorganize, if there is a need, our different businesses, and see how we can improve, redesign, redefine our business, maybe even, who's our customer base, and maybe we can actually redefine our customer base, right? What is our brand? Do we have a brand that's clearly known? And how can we recreate a brand if we don't? Or whoever it is that we were appealing to is not necessarily now interested in our brand. Maybe we should rebrand ourselves again. That's another question. If we need to rebrand ourselves, who do we want to appeal to now? Who would be most interested in our products? Who would be most interested in our services, right? And who would have the funds to be able to utilize our services in a most profitable manner, right? So we would have to consider that as a point of reference. And there are a lot of questions to be asking ourselves a lot of ways to be addressing these questions. I'm just sort of throwing out, obviously, sort of general ideas. And we get to specifically ask questions when we sit together, for example, with the group of experts that we put together in our various meetings when the time comes. And you are, in our meeting with your team of leaders, and we look at your business plan. If it's an older business plan, we assess your business model. We look at your, operations. We see how efficient your operations are, and the other issue is human resources, right? A lot of times, your human resources are we can save money on human resources by optimization of your operations, by implementation of technology. And the question is, do you have maximization of your technology in place so that we have saved as much money as we can in human resources? A lot of times we haven't put enough technology in place. So there's duplication of human resources. There's a lot of paper still work that slows things down. There's a lot of hands in place where people have to still be involved. That slows things down, and also those people cost money, a lot of money. Whereas if there was technology in place, that would speed things up and that would reduce cost. So just by putting, people in, taking people out, put technology in place, that saves time, would actually speed things up. Efficiency, cost efficiency, optimization, profitability would go up, cost savings, and your human resource cost would go down. There's a lot of value to be added by bringing in technology. The question is, do you have the right amount of technology in place? Is it interconnected? For example, if you have multiple offices, are they working interconnectedly together so that, in one office, all the information is being backed up, right? In the clouds, and the other one just in time can access that information. So there are a lot of things to be addressing, and especially when the CEOs are a bit older, these kind of things may not have been addressed, as maybe the younger generation CEOs maybe just naturally dealing with these just because they're second nature, right? So these are things that we need to be looking at as CEOs of our age, and having maybe experts that are somewhat, more technologically savvy, and with the new generation of technology to come in and give us an advice. One of the things is that it's a problem for us older folks. I don't want to say older, but more seasoned folks, is that we're a little biased. We're a little bit too close to our own businesses, right? We're a little bit, tight vest, sort of like we don't want to have people get into our business. We don't want to share information so much. This is my business. I don't want to really have people get into my business. Sometimes, we're used to the way things are. We don't want to change, which is, normal. We like the way things are, we don't want to change it. You get used to it. We don't want to necessarily get things, to fall apart. We like things the way they are, and that's understandable. Nobody necessarily likes change. That's not the most pleasant thing in the world, right? Especially when you are a little bit more seasoned and you're just getting comfortable with your life. Who needs it, right? But at the same time, there is a lot of, upside to having a company come in, a team of, people come in who don't necessarily interrupt or disturb what's already working. They work in tandem, in parallel with what is happening here, and they just work with the team and without interference with what's happening, and support the team in helping just bring the standards higher. So there's no interference. There is just implementation of very, very subtle changes, right? So without much interruption at all, no interruptions, no changes that are really noticeable in an abrupt manner. Very subtle modifications in operational styles, maybe perhaps, or means of procedure, protocol changes, step by step, small changes. But ultimately, in terms of outcome, in terms of result, profitability, it could have tremendous result. So how we go about it, the speed by which we actually implement those changes, it all has to do with your level of tolerance for change. Everyone's level of tolerance for change is different, right? The other thing is, bias. Somewhat we're biased towards our own company, right? We love our people. We love our team members. We've come to respect them, to like them, to appreciate them. And even though we know, back of our minds perhaps even, that, we're heavy, human resource heavy, and we could eliminate perhaps 10% of human resources and our company would just be fine with 10% less human resources, and would be just a lot more cost efficient and a lot more profitable. We just don't want to part with those people. We don't know how to even let anyone go. We don't want to. And that's a big dilemma. It's natural, understandable. But here's the thing. We don't have to. Who says we have to let anyone go? There's no reason to, right? All we have to do is decide how we are going to make modifications to the business model so that we utilize the services of those people already in place, who are the best people, in fact, to have and to utilize in order to enhance the operations and profitability and output of the organization. That's all. So there's no need to let anyone go. It's just revisiting the business model, the business plan, brainstorming, looking at what's out there outside, externally, in terms of our market area that we're playing in, external market, and also internally, what's going on internally in our organization, and see where our operations are at and how things are going, where the market projection is, the outlook on the market, what's happening in terms of what's coming down the pike, and also innovation wise, what we can innovate internally in order to leapfrog the competition. There may be, what's interesting is, one of the interesting things, if you talk to your own team members, a lot of times they have ideas that if you've not asked them, they never volunteer. But when we go to our own team members, they have amazing suggestions. And, a lot of times, we talk to them and they come up with ideas, or they help us come up with ideas. And that's a huge advantage of having seasoned employees that we can talk to. So letting people go is not a good idea at all. In fact, I don't support that idea. It's a matter of utilizing their intelligence, experience, and know-how. And like Jack Welch said, sitting them somewhere else on the bus, right? So we put them somewhere else in the organization where they can be utilized more efficiently, more effectively in benefiting the organization. So with that being said, and I think I've shared a whole lot of things, and just off the top of my head, of course, and there is a lot that Business Star Makers, the team of our experts, and during our consultation, we can talk about looking at your specific situation, what your needs are, what our team of experts, professionals can do, and how we can benefit you and vamp your business or reorganize your business or enhance your business, optimize, maximize your profitability, do whatever it is you want to do. All right, look forward to chatting with you. Take care.